this crowd is getting rowdy. I was a gymnast in the Pac-12 school, and I loved competing here. But you have got to be mentally tough in order to do your job in this environment. So LSU is about to be battle tested. Kathy, how do you want to do a B routine in this environment?
No, thank you.
They're known as the Must, the mighty Utah student section, and they are legendary in collegiate gymnastics. It's comforting for the home team, but not so comfortable for the visiting team always, is it, Kim?
You know what we always try to say, energy is energy.
Okay.
Whether it's for you or not, you can still use it. You have to sort of hijack it and ignore any of the negative energy, if it's even negative.
The senior Kai Rivers will get that leadoff spot, the senior from Detroit. She is known as the heartbeat of this LSU team.
And one thing that you have to remember when you compete on the balance beam, especially in this environment, are your cues, your mental cues, and the rhythm of your routine, where you breathe, because you breathe confidence into your movement, and you lock into those cues for every single skill.
In the last few years, Christina Desiderio was that solid leadoff performer. That role is now
I saw
Kai Rivers.
a stutter step before the backhand. When you see that, I'm like holding on to my chair, but she managed it. So what I liked about what Jay said about Kai Rivers, not only is she such an energetic and bright light for this team as a leader, her brain works so well in this lead-off position where you have just got to be tough to get everything started. It's a pressure position and it's not for everyone. For the first time in this position in a real meet,
Nice.
And here at Utah, facing the student section, good for her.
Take a look at the meet summary after 3 of 4 rotations. Utah maintains the lead that they gained in the first rotation after LSU was a bit subpar on the uneven bars. LSU has basically matched them head-to-head for the last couple of rotations. Now LSU on the beam, and Utah with the lead at home in front of an electric crowd goes to the floor, and that brings up senior Abby Paulson.
Abby's first pass is a combination pass and a difficult one. Front, through to a 2.5 twist. Excellent control. Another front layout, little soft in those knees in that layout position. Now she'll do another front layout where I mentioned the soft knees on that one. This is a back 1.5 to the front layout. See if she can keep those legs straight all the way around. That's exactly the way it should be done. I just saw Tom Farden right near me clench his fist. He liked it. Very strong finish. Nice clean footwork through the routine.
We have a men's basketball Saturday matinee for you tomorrow with Mr. Double-Double, Oscar Shebway in Kentucky in Tuscaloosa, taking on Brandon Miller at number 7 Alabama. Coverage of this Sonic blockbuster begins at 1 Eastern on ESPN and the app. This will be our first look at Bryce Johnson, the freshman.
You
for
just
LSU.
repeated the the floor announcer. It's Bryce Wilson.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me.
No, you just echoed what he said. I totally understand. But talk about baptism by fire here. Freshmen in this situation on beam.
Bryce Wilson, the freshman from Pearland, Texas.
Look at the height on those boots. Now that is amplitude. I love to see her take that risk, leave the beam, show the height.
First meet for LSU, and she's out here at Huntsman.
Oh,
good
welcome
for
to the
her.
big time. 2 back handsprings to a double twist. This put a smile on my face because she went for it. I love it. She was aggressive.
I was just talking to Kai Rivers about Bryce and asked her why she felt comfortable with her in that second spot. And she said she is so consistent in the gym. But guess what, guys? She doesn't like yelling during her B routine. I asked how she's going to do with this crowd, and Kai said she handles it. She always does.
All right, now, Kathy, one of your favorite collegiate gymnasts on the floor, Jaylene Gilstrap, the junior from McKinney, Texas. She's sublime here.
Absolutely stunning dancer.
Abby Paulson. 9-8 to lead them off.
Soak that in. So that was a clinic on precision. The footwork was, as you said, sublime. She takes the foot off the floor and it points. And her toe point is unmatched. Beautiful position. That is textbook. Front leg was a little low on the second leap, but she can improve that because I saw her in warm-ups. Just a gorgeous floor routine.
KJ Johnson now for LSU after Bryce Wilson had a 9.775.
Something you don't see often, especially anymore. Reverse plans, of course, Christy Phillips. Many, many years ago, thrilled everybody with her strength and flexibility in those positions. Switch leg knee to a straddle quarter. That's one of the requirements. You have to connect two dance elements or a dance element into an acro. That handstand layup, that's her acrobatic series requirement.
Last year we saw her as a freshman in floor and ball. This year adding beam to the rotation here for LSU.
Twisty Sone. So she has a backup. She has the dance series and then that dance acro series. Just in case you miss a connection, you don't miss that special requirement because those are worth 0.2 of a point. You don't have it, you're docked 0.2. Nice control on the dismount. Good job.
Every routine starts at 9.4 and you need to compile 0.6 of a point in bonus, whether they are extra difficulty or combination.
Correct. So you have to earn bonus in both categories.
Right.
So every D gets a 1/10 of a point bonus, and E element gets 2/10, and then connecting difficult skills, you get connection bonus.
That's how you get to a 10-0 start value. Miley O'Keefe will be next up after Jaylene Gilstrap had a 9.85. Miley O'Keefe, one of 6 seniors on this Utah Red Rocks program. Tom Barton calls him his six-pack.
And like Jaylene Gilstrap, Miley has exquisite form and footwork.
National champion on floor.
Which with the pile double back. Beautiful clean form in the air. The front full. Tiny bit of softness in the knees. They're not completely locked down. Oh, beautiful back right on that lead. Gorgeous 180 there. Another interesting LSU-Utah connection. Maya Hambrick, we just caught a glimpse of her there in the corner, is an assistant coach at Utah and does all the choreography of these floor routines. Maya Hambrick, of course, such a delightful gymnast to watch. At LSU, there she is.
20-time All-American when she competed for the LSU Tigers. Now doing an outstanding job here as an assistant coach at Utah in her second season as a volunteer assistant.
And she was quite the performer on floor exercise, so she's doing a superb job creating these routines.
7.25, that brings up Haley Bryant. She's our leader in the all-around tonight.
Her acro series is a front aerial right into the back heel. So notice how she keeps those arms moving to get credit for that connection. Now, because she does an acro series that does not get bonus, she has to do extra D in this routine, which she knows she does. She is an expert on front tumbling on floor exercise, and also incorporates that on knee. Right here, standing front tuck. That's hard. See, a lot of gymnasts do it with a run. Just stands in and pops that front tuck.
That's hard on the spring floor, let alone on a 4-inch wide beam present.
Loving the confidence I'm seeing in this performance, and a front 1.5 twist. We call it a Rudy.
Bryant being asked to step on a more leadership position because LSU graduated some of their leadership athletes like Sarah Edwards, Christina Desiderio, Sammy Durrani, and Bridget Dean.
I had a chance to talk to head coach Tom Barton about McKenna Smith, and he said, we feel like she's one of the bright spots on our team this year. I asked him what he liked about her gymnastics, and he said, it's NCAA ready. Her twisting mimics men's gymnastics, actually. She has great basics, and she's technically eye-catching and clean. Bart, you know anything about men's gymnastics?
Just a little, but I can see her superb technique in everything she does.
Yes, but Bart, I never saw you do a front double twist.
No.
Which is what she's going to open this routine with.
Different era, Kathy.
Front somersault, laid out, 2 twists. Very good technique.
She's exactly the kind of gymnast that Tom Barton recruits. He's looking for gymnasts with technique and polish right out of high school. It's almost like a formula, and he seems to go for a certain type of gymnast who can do something like that with that exquisite form and technique.
Beautiful lines in that front 1.5 and then the back layout step out. A simple skill, but done beautiful.
Well, she's going to be a bright light for this Utah Red Rocks program.
That she finishes strong. Difficult last pass. We often see a double back. This is a 2.5 twist for the final pass. Very well done. She is going to have a bright collegiate career. What a start. Legs glued together and then floats that layout step out with perfect control and elegance in the air.
Wow.
And again, you see the set.
Right.
So there's a set before she starts the twist. That gives her the amplitude and just exquisite
Power, form, and technique all in one package for freshman McKenna Smith. Haley Bryant broke them into the 9.8s with a 9.85. That brings up Aaliyah Finnegan, who last year averaged 9.9s.
Hard to miss the mount. You like those candle mounts? She did it with a half twist, though. So added a little difficulty. Now, Aaliyah is going to push the envelope of difficulty in college gymnastics. She wants to. 2 layout step outs here.
Nice.
And one thing I want to point out is her amplitude on that. Sometimes we see triple series where the layouts just aren't quite as high and floaty. Nice to see. Beautiful position, that 180. That's a D skill. She doesn't need it until she has extra bumps, extra difficulty. I like that she's taking that risk, even though you can't get a start value above 10-0. And fight! Oh, there's that college salute. We couldn't have the first meet of the season without one. She wasn't quite stuck, but she showed it off as if she did. There's that half twist right to the chest stand. Nice view of the double layout. Nice legs going over the top, nice and straight.
Grace McCallum now in the all-around for Utah. Stumbled a bit on vault in the first rotation, has come back very strong. You see every score 9-8 plus for Utah. They're padding their lead here in this 4th and final rotation here in Salt Lake.
Interesting double back here.
Nice.
So on these tumbling passes, for a back tumbling pass, the gymnast can stick on 2 feet or take one controlled step back into the lunge, but keep that front foot down for no deduction.
Last year's Pac-12 champion on this event.
Grace does a 2-pass routine. She gets enough difficulty for the bonus she needs with 2. Front layout to a Rudy. Nice job. I'm so glad that she put the disappointment of missing that fault, because you could see it on her face, even going to the uneven bars. Then she turned the corner on that disappointment. Full twisting double back. In tucked position, nice and open. Almost bent those legs a little too much to absorb. Front layout to the 1.5 twist. has good control on the landing on that.
You mentioned the beam coaches. That's Ashley Matt. They call her Bugs, the 17-time All-American in her 3rd season as an assistant at LSU, former national floor champion. I think it's interesting she steps forward, and this is her event, and head coach Jay Clark recedes to the farthest point in the arena away from the beam that he can get.
And anyone who watched Bug's career, she really worked hard herself to master this event, to get confident, to get aggressive, to hit under pressure.
Maria Finnegan had a 9.9 for her.
Look at the strong arms. That's how you really hit these positions and are secure on the landing. You have to press into the beam. It's a little bit more split, a little bit more toe point in those leaps. Front toss. What a career Harry Johnson is having. So nice to see this extra year for all of the athletes that persevered through COVID and came back strong. Nice job. As I said, the acro series is a requirement. The judges are looking for the height and the form on these very difficult skills. And of course, that landing, the last thing the judges see. Really want to try to glue those feet to the mat.
Score on floor for Grace McCallum was a 9.85. Every score is 9.8 or better. Here comes Jaden Rucker, reigning NCAA vault champion, and 2 years ago she won this event at the Pac-12 Championships.
One of the songs in this routine is one that she and her sister used to dance to in the living room when they were younger. She wants it to be fun, get the crowd excited. Oh,
my goodness.
Just under-rotated that double rig.
Utah has 5 solid scores, 9.8 or better on floor. And they have the lead.
One of the things that make gymnasts so special and unique, resilient, that when you fall in a floor routine, you have to hop right back up, get back with the music, and smile because it's nothing to come. And in close competitions, I can tell you, every tenth of a point matters. You can't assume that your score is the one that will be dropped. So there's no quit in any of these amazing athletes. Fight to the end.
So the senior from Mesa, Arizona, a bit disappointed. She's coming back from 2 major ACL tears and just a little misjudgment on this landing.
Yes, and just a little bit short on the set. Didn't quite get her arms all the way up out of that back handspring. Anytime you see an error, you always look back a few steps to see where the problem started.
Inconsequential, however, because Utah does have the lead. When we come back, we'll give the final score and wrap this one up from Salt Lake City. The point, the Utah Red Rocks will light up the U on the mountain here outside of campus. Grace McCallum, the Olympic medalist who is one of their stars, got off to a bit of a shaky start on vault, but came back strong, Kathy.
Love to see her come back from this. She just got a little ahead of herself, trying to stick the vault before you complete it. But what a stellar performance on the uneven bars. There's the stick she wanted on that vault. Tough through some nerves on beam. Came up big at the end. Fabulous floor routine to top off her night. she wants to get that ball back, but guess what? It's do it all over again next week. Remember when she asked that her freshman year? You mean I got to do this again next weekend? No, you get to.
Yeah. And LSU will not go home empty-handed. They came into this competition with 3 all-arounders, and 2 of them tied for first place in the all-around competition tonight. Haley Bryant at a 39.45. And she tied with Aaliyah Finnegan. Both of LSU did not get the team victory, but the all-around titles go to those 2 gymnasts who tied with an exact 39.45. Now, next week, you're going to need some second screens to catch all the meets next Friday on the ESPN networks. The action gets started at 6 Eastern with LSU Kentucky. Then Auburn, Florida on ESPN2. We have that one, Kathy, you and I and Sam. And then over on the SEC network, it'll be Georgia, Missouri, and Alabama, Arkansas. And a lot of gymnastics coming up. 60-plus hours on the ESPN family of networks as we follow the season from beginning to end. Our final score, Utah by a half a point beats LSU. For Sam Peshek and Kathy Johnson-Clark,